All right, everyone, we are recording. Welcome to the training call, 3 mistakes people make when detoxing and what to do instead. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited that you joined me today. Welcome to my free training. And my name is Jessica Green, and I'm the owner of Jessica Green Wellness. I'm so happy to be on this Zoom call for you today. Let's quickly get some housekeeping out of the way. I ask that everyone mute yourself while you're on this call, and you can use chat box feature to ask any questions. Um, you can also use the raise your hand feature, and if you don't know how to do that, send me a quick chat and I'll share how to do that. This information is being provided to you for educational and informational purposes only, and it's being provided to educate you about how to take care of your body and as a self-help tool for your own use so you can so that you could reach your own health goals. It's not intended to treat or cure any specific illnesses and not to replace the guidance provided by your own medical practitioner. This information is to be used at your own risk based on your own judgment. If you suspect you have a medical problem, we urge you to take appropriate action by seeking medical attention. So, for those who don't know me, I am a board certified holistic health coach, detox specialist, and sustainable building expert. I became a health coach in part because of my own health struggles, and I suffered from brain fog, fatigue, IBS, hormone imbalances, and numerous autoimmune diseases. During this journey, I've been able to reclaim my health and feel vibrant again, which is so important when parenting a 4-year-old and running a business. One thing I want to talk about briefly before we jump into the top 3 mistakes most people make when they detox, myself included, is to give you a brief definition of detox and let you know why I'm even encouraging you to try one in the first place. So you might be wondering what the difference is between a detox and a cleanse. By definition, detoxification is a metabolic process by which toxins are changed into less toxic and more readily excretable substances. You also might know of detoxes happening when people are getting off an addictive substance. Cleansing is defined in the dictionary as making something clean. When we think in terms of bodily functions, the term cleanse is used more often when a program is specifically targeted towards cleaning out and toning certain organs in the body, and most often the digestive system as well. Many cleanses and detoxes use properties from both in their program. For the purposes of this talk, I'll be using the term interchangeably. Okay, so now we've gotten the definitions out of the way. Let's talk a bit about why it's important to detox. Sorry, I'm losing my mouth here. I've been talking for most of the morning, various things that I've been working on and different client calls, so I apologize for my hoarseness. The reality is, though, that we live in an increasingly toxic world now, and we have a choice to bury our heads in the sand and pretend it isn't happening, or we have a choice to pay attention to what we do to keep ourselves as healthy as possible. And we're exposed to toxins on a daily basis. It could be hundreds of chemicals every single day that we put on our body, drink in our water, get exposed to from the air that we breathe. And our bodies are built to process just a certain amount of toxic load each day. And it does this by flushing out chemicals and toxic substances through our colon, our lungs, our kidneys, and even our skin. So we keep running into problems when we're overexposed to toxins and our bodies just can't keep up. It's like a rain barrel overflowing, right? Our livers are responsible for organizing the toxins that enter our body and then distributing them to one of the 4 channels of detoxification. In fact, if you notice that you have dull skin or breakouts, you're likely to need a detox because the skin is the body's last resort, the least efficient detox organ. When things start coming out through the skin, it's because the body is starting to get desperate. And when our liver gets overloaded, its primary job is to keep you safe from overflow of toxins because those, as you likely know, cause all kinds of damage to our body. And the way the liver keeps you safe, however, is not so awesome. It actually wraps up those toxins in a ball of mucus and stores it in fat cells. Yuck. The reason so many people have trouble getting rid of fat in certain places like belly area is because fat cells can't be burned while they're holding on to toxins inside. A detox or a cleanse program can help by letting your liver activate those toxins that are stuck in your belly fat and other fat cells throughout your body. Once those toxins are reactivated, they move into the bloodstream to be dumped out of your body. This is great because toxins been removed from your system and your body is now able to burn up fat cells that's been storing as and the toxins. So finally, and this is actually the reason that I think is most important, and that is that a detox or cleanse can reset your eating habits. Have you ever noticed how once you start eating junk food, it's really easy to let yourself keep eating junk food? It's like when you have something not so great at breakfast, then at lunch you think, well, I've already ruined the day, so I might as well keep going. So why is that? Why does that seem like such a good idea or a solution at the time? And then you promise yourself that you're going to start a diet the next morning. And before you know it, you're buying stock in Carl's Jr. because you're eating there every other day. So if you ever caught yourself doing something like that, then a simple detox could really be a good idea for you to get back on track with your eating habits. It's something I do on a regular basis, usually quarterly, just to reset my eating habits. Now, let's get into the top 3 mistakes most detox beginners make. The funny thing about these mistakes is that they are not your fault. In fact, when I made these mistakes, I was doing something that detoxes and cleanse experts were telling me to do. The reality is that their models just didn't work for me. The real learning here is for you to allow yourself to make the choice about detoxing that's right for you, no matter what any expert, including myself, tells you. So mistake number one, doing a detox that's too complex. So I'm one of those people who doesn't like to start at the beginning. I want to be good at everything I try, and I want it to be good now. That's natural for many of us, I think. With detoxing, this gets a little tricky. Most of us have really complex relationships with food. The challenge with food is that we can't avoid it. We need to eat several times a day to stay nourished and healthy. And here's the thing, food, for most of us, is really emotional. A detox is an incredible opportunity to look at your eating habits from an analytical perspective. Most of us have attachments to certain foods, whether it's sugar or potato chips or a glass of wine or a cocktail at the end of the day. Many detox programs require you to give up a lot of foods at once. Some even require that you give up food altogether and live on juice for weeks. The reality is that most of us don't have the opportunity to take a week or 10 days on a regular basis where someone cooks all of our food for us and gives us a massage every day, right? But that doesn't mean you can't detox anyway. There are plenty of 1, 3, and 5-day detox programs that are quick to administer and deliver real results. Even better, there are plenty of detox programs out there that take a lot of work out of it for you. In fact, I no longer do detox programs that don't give me all the recipes, shopping lists, and specific tips to make it really easy for me. I remember once I did a program that lasted 4 weeks and I only got 4 days per week of recipes. What? I remember being so confused about what to eat that I gave up halfway through just because I couldn't figure out what I should make for the rest of the week. The moral of the mistake is that when you're searching for a detox program, be sure to choose one that gives you more information than you think you'll need so that you aren't feeling frustrated and stuck. Now let's go to mistake number 2. This is a real big one, going it alone. Have you ever tried to use willpower to get yourself to do something? How did it go? Were you able to get what you thought you needed, or did you end up in worse shape than when you started off? I've so done this before. I've tried to do detoxes all on my own and it never went well. When I rely on my willpower and attempts to force myself to stick to a diet, I end up just feeling frustrated and alone. So when you're really thinking about it, it's kind of silly, right? But for me, food is about inclusion and family and relaxation. When I've detoxed all on my own before, I felt like it was a jail sentence and I couldn't wait to have it end. It really stinks to be eating food that's totally different from what your friends and family are eating. So now I figured out what's that it's really important to get a few buddies together or your significant other at the very least so that we can support each other as we detox. Or more often, I tend to join a group detox program where there's a leader and where I'm able to connect with other detoxers. Considering the amount of connectivity we have these days with our smartphones and laptops, you're able to find a group detox no matter whether you live in a really densely populated city or if you're just out in the country. Even if it's just you and your spouse or you and your best friend agreeing to do the detox together, having a support system in place increases your chance of success by so much. You're so much less likely to cheat if you know that you've got someone to follow with you and someone to be at your side. It's even easier to stick to a detox if you're using an easy to follow program with real food, with connection to a group, and with a chance to connect with some kind of leader. Regardless of what kind of detox feels right for you, give yourself the benefit of having a cheer section to help you keep going, even when the going gets tough. I'm also going to be sharing with you how you could get a really great supportive program after we talk about mistake number 3, which is punishing yourself. I've had so many people tell me that they are nervous about what's going to happen to them if they detox. They worry about being hungry or getting too tired, or frankly, of spending too much time in the bathroom. Let's be really clear about one thing. Detoxing has a negative connotation in some circles that doesn't have to be there. It's absolutely not necessary to do a hardcore cleanse or detox that forces you to suffer to get a benefit from detoxing. Many detoxes are, in my opinion, actually far more dangerous and damaging for most people than effective. Gentle and whole food-based detoxes are incredibly effective and are more likely to help you make lasting change that impacts your health over the long term. Because seriously, what's the point of doing a lemon juice cleanse if you're so miserable halfway through that you just give up and dive into a bag of tortilla chips? This is actually one of the worst things you could do because with the lemon juice cleanse, you've pushed your body into believing you're starving. And guess what happens when you eat something when your body thinks you're starving? That's right. Your body stores that food as fat immediately to protect you from impending starvation and death. Yes, not only that, but these kind of cleanses can also tax your adrenal system, making you super duper tired. Another thing I want to mention with regard to punishment is that I encourage you to choose a detox that you really want to do. No one that you should do or your friend did or that your mentor did. Choose one that really feels right to you and your needs. Allow yourself the opportunity to work up to a bigger cleanse or detox program. Listen, very few people are capable of taking on difficult physical challenges like running a marathon without training and learning first, right? So let your detox experience be the same. And I promise you won't feel deprived or frustrated. So before I recap the 3 mistakes most detoxers make and start to answer your questions, I wanted to take a quick intermission to talk about what I mentioned earlier, and that is how you can go deeper into a super supportive, gentle, and effective detox program that I offer. I remember what it feels like to start a detox, and I was worried that first time that I wouldn't be able to stick to the diet, wondering what on earth I would eat. And frankly, I knew in the back of my head that I was really likely to cheat. It's if your curiosity is piqued about detoxes now, but you're nervous about trying one on your own, then definitely keep listening. I'd like you to join me in my 5-day Summer Detox for Beginners program. There will be a virtual group detox starting on July 13th, so it's coming right up. You can find out more at jessicagreenwellness.com/5-day-detox-program/. The 5-day detox for beginners is different because it focuses on real whole foods that are in season now. You won't be forced to make huge leaps in your diet unless you want to, and you'll be able to use these recipes again and again. Plus, they're super family friendly. It's also important to me to keep your budget in mind, which is why the supplements on the 5-day detox are completely optional. Yes, they definitely will help you detox on a deeper level, but I've created a really cool priorities list for you so you can see which supplements are most important and which ones are beneficial but not necessary. This program has a complete recipe and snack guide, a shopping list, smoothie recipes, and a bunch of other bonuses to help keep you on track and make it super easy. I've also created a private Facebook group to support you on a daily basis throughout the program. So as you can see, if you go to that page, jessicagreenwellness.com 5-day detox program, you can see that there's a lot of information on it and plenty of bonuses, including a free post-detox session with me. You can also see I'm offering it at a special discount rate right now. So let's do a quick recap. Mistake number 1, don't take on something that's too complex just because you think you should or your friends are doing it. Instead, find a program that meets your needs and time frame. Mistake number 2, going it alone. Misery loves company, right? Just kidding. But it does help to have a partner in crime or two when trying something new. Number 3, which was to not punish yourself. If I had to say this in just one sentence, it would be this: trust yourself and your body enough to know your body will tell you what it needs. That means if you find yourself really struggling or hungry or lightheaded when detoxing, do what you need to do to take care of yourself. So, okay, I'd love to open it up for questions now. You could type it into the chat box. And while I'm waiting for those to queue up, I'll go ahead and answer a couple of questions that were emailed to me earlier. Just opening these up now. So one question is just what can I expect during a detox? So people have different detox experiences and they have different experiences each time they detox. And in general, you can expect to learn about your eating habits. You'll likely feel better, look better, sleep better, and many people lose weight on my 5-day detox program. Now, this is such a gentle detox program that you shouldn't feel something like a detox flu in general. You might have some initial headaches at first if you are cutting out caffeine for the first time in a long time during the detox program. That would be common. Or if you eat a lot of sugar right now and you're going lower sugar on the detox program, this is a lower sugar program. In fact, it doesn't have any processed sugar in it. So there are some different things that you could feel during the detox program. Here's another question. She says, I'm breastfeeding, can I still do this? And the short answer is yes, with some modifications. So if you're breastfeeding or if you're pregnant, you want to skip the supplements and some of the herbal additions to the program. I'd also want you to stay in close contact with me throughout the program, but there's no reason pregnant or breastfeeding women can't do this. It's really a gentle program. I can't say this enough. And it's really great if this is your very first one. Again, this is a 5-day detox for beginners program. So let's see, we have any questions from here? Yeah, we've got one here. She says, I'm super busy. Can I realistically do this? Yes, but you'll have to carve out some prep time at the beginning of the week, just like I'm not going to promise that this is a miracle solution for all your health problems. I'm also not promising that there's no work involved, right? Because you will be making your own food. However, I've made it as simple as possible by providing real foods that are in season that you and your family will be happy to eat with you. So And everything is very clear. The daily protocols are clear. It's about as straightforward as you could get. So I hope that helps answer your question. Okay, any more questions? Nope. Okay. Well, that about wraps up our time. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. And I've had a lot of fun sharing and answering your questions. If you have further questions, please feel free to email me at info@jessicagreenwellness.com. Okay. Thank you.